I didn't grow up with many black snowboarders. Like, all my friends who snowboarded were white, and I don't know, I didn't really think much about it.
Zeb Powell out of Waynesville, North Carolina, 20 years old.
So yeah, when I won X Games, I think that's the first time I actually kind of looked down at my skin. I never really thought about it. But then I started getting so many responses, like, I didn't even know black people snowboarded, or like, you're the first black person I've seen snowboard, or like, you're so inspiring, you make me want to do this. So then once that happened, I was like, oh, like, this is a thing, and I need to start working on it.
Winter sports have long been viewed as a world dominated by whiteness due to cultural, geographic, and financial barriers. However, a recent study by Snow Sports Industries America showed that black representation is growing, reaching 11.2% in 2023. Several organizations like Hoods to Woods and Brown Girl Outdoor World and events like Culture Shifters are paving the way for more diversity in the mountains.
Culture shifters, bringing the color outside.
Growing up in Jamaica, race wasn't a concept. It was simply we're all Jamaicans. And then the second time I went to Boston, I was like, oh crap, I'm a black woman, I'm a black person. So that story became different. And then I started noticing the more I was in certain spaces, oh, this is what it looks like. Oh, this is what it feels like. And then when I came back, and I think when I took the trip in 2015, I went to Blue Mountain here, and I was like, oh crap, there are literally only 3 other black people here, and we all came together. Brown Girl Outdoor World is an organization based here in Toronto that seeks to change the narrative assigned to Black, Indigenous, and racialized folks of color who haven't seen themselves represented in the outdoors. We create that community aspect of, you know, what it looks like to get outside with people who really want to try something new. We talk about cultural barriers. What are the things that have instilled fear in us for so long that these places haven't felt like welcoming to us, right? What does it look like to say, step outside of that conversation and saying, why do we empower whiteness so much to say this is a white person's sport versus saying this is something that I've never had access to. How do I get to try that? How do we remove that barrier within our own communities?
Community for me is everything. That was the draw into snowboarding. Sometimes you have outsider syndrome when you're coming from the hood. Snowboarding showed me that, yo, you're part of this community. I fell in love with snowboarding when I was invited to go on the trip to Mount Baker, Washington. At first I was like apprehensive. I was like, nah, you know, I'm from the projects. This is not the type of stuff that we do. And I just got exposed to the outdoors. I was just like, wow, this is incredible. This is what snowboarding is about. It's about nature and human connection. And I wanted to bring that to my community in Brooklyn. We started Hoods to Woods 14 years ago.
We, as the core of Hoods to Woods, our community, and we instill that in our kids, and we see how they, you know, move with each other and how they're building their own little network and how they ride with each other and help each other out. You know, in the hood, it's like you gotta be rough and tough and stand out. And sometimes like just being part of a group or whatever, it's seen as weakness. But here, that's not it. It's like community first, your people first, and that's what we're all about, and that's what we teach.
I used to think that I wasn't doing enough for the community. I used to feel that, wow, I'm just taking kids snowboarding. How's that going to have an impact because there are other serious problems? But I just realized that giving someone, you know, a day, a Saturday, away from one environment to another environment, and you can see it in real time, a lot of the students, they just put down their guards.
So it's not just on snow, it's transcended that, because what we pour into the mountain, the fact that we support them, we build them, like you could do this, you could do anything, that wall gets knocked down completely.
My dad, he's always been like a crazy visionary. He would say this line so many times. How cool would it be to, you know, make it to a point in snowboarding where you can take inner city kids snowboarding and like teach them about it, you know, and give back to your community. Organizations like Hood to Woods and Chill are amazing because, I mean, that's what they do. They just take kids like from inner cities who don't have like the privilege to even see like the outdoors like that, like snowboarding in the woods. It's just beautiful to see them on the mountain, like with so much joy and like in this new sport, just making it down the mountain for the first time. The energy they bring is like so beautiful, and I think we need more of that in the sport.
The ability to see someone who looks like you doing this thing, enjoying it to the maximum, you're like, yes, I can do this. This is not just a story for one class of people. This is not just a story that belongs to any one specific person.
Yeah, I think it's very important, you know, and it's awesome for Zeb Powell to be out there, to be, you know, as good as he is as a snowboarder, an athlete, but as a human. He's an amazing person. You know, he comes out, you know, a lot of the kids were like, wow, he came here to like ride with us. It's like, yeah, you know, you're part of this community.
I will almost drop everything to teach a kid something. I think it is more important for me because I'm black too, to, you know, just be even more welcoming, just because there's really not people that look like us in the sport. That's important because people's first impression on snowboarding is everything, because if it's not a good one, you're not gonna want to come back.
Listen, this is so dope. What an amazing experience. And I came all the way down by myself. And I stopped, because I'm a pro. Don't call me Christina anymore. Call me Shauna White.
All right.
For me, I didn't learn to board until last year when I went to Burton Culture Shifters. And like I said, I got the wind knocked out of me, came back with bruises. And those were some of the most joyful bruises I've had in my life. There's no way to compare learning to do something with 150 of your closest friends. Like the bruises, the hits, the falls, the trips, catching an edge, none of it felt as bad as it could have if we didn't have that community support.
I think I've said it before, I've never snowboarded with that many black people in my life before, so that's a moment I will never forget. I was like, wow, this is like something we need to build on. My dream for Culture Shifters would for Culture Shifters to become like a culture, like something that's a known way to approach snowboarding. Have it be an easy access to snowboarding. It doesn't matter what your skin color is, or who you are, where you come from. Like, this sport's for everybody. And, yeah, that's what I love about it, and that's what I want to keep doing.